Hey guys, my name is Kazum, professional Valorant yapper, and today I'm going to show you guys my secret so you guys can start hitting shots like these.
One enemy
Oh,
remaining.
what the? No. What the? Oh, shit. Oh,
Spike planted.
nice flick.
Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Where's the shooting range? Where's aim labs? Where's the Kovacs? Where's the secret mouse grip that you use that allows you to hit shots like those, the one I showed before? Well, here's the thing. There's actually no secret. I kinda lied. There is no secret. Except for this one. Out of everything that I did, everything I did to get as good aim as I showed you before was something that's already public available knowledge. It's always been there. There are several things that I did do to help tweak my performance to my liking, such as sensor rotation, raw Excel. I also use that, mouse or sensitivity randomizers while training. But those aren't going to be the real focus because once, as many people have said online already, those are only tools to help you improve. But there are no shortcuts. The closest thing to a shortcut that I am aware of and that I have personally done myself is this, what you see in front of you, which is obviously an Excel sheet. But as you can see, it's actually a sensitivity calculator. It's what I personally use to find my sense in every single game. And this allows me to, what this does is it basically gives me a starting off point, or for most it's a starting off point, but for me it's straight up what I use flat out of what sensitivity do I use for this specific game, because every game has different FOVs, different movement, different play styles. The gunplay is different, so you're going to need a different sense basically for every game. Theoretically, yes, you could use the same sense for every game, but the translation isn't going to be as smooth, so it may feel a bit desynchronized from your mouse control and aiming ability. So that's why I created this Google Sheet to help people actually find that middle ground, that perfect sense, as what the method is called, because this calculator is based off an old method of finding your sensitivity called the Perfect Sensitivity Approximation calculator. So what does that mean? Basically, it's going to find what's your quote-unquote perfect sense. How does it do this? Well, basically, I'll also walk you through the calculator. So as you can see here in the calculator, starting sensitivity, that's the base set. The base sense is going to be your starting off point. According to my research and what I was able to find online, the perfect sensitivity, the original PSA, or the, by the way, I should refer the perfect sensitivity approximation approximation method as the PSA method or PSA calculator, just so I don't have to say perfect sensitivity approximation every time. But yeah, the PSA method, the original PSA method, from what I was able to find, used the 360 sense. So let's say in Overwatch, my 360 sense is, let's say, 30%. Now, what I did was I actually changed it from 30 to 1, from the 360 to the 180. So instead of 30, I'd be putting 15. Now, why is that? Well, here's the reason why. Because if you were, let's say, put your starting sense, right, is your 360, and you really enjoy that high sense, keep in mind, this is in a simulation where this number, the 30, is my 360 sense. And I'm like, okay, I prefer the higher. Okay, let's say, okay, I want the lower, I want the higher, 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 higher. You end up with a sensitivity significantly higher than what your base sense is. And what this actually does is also leaves out the possibility of you settling on a low sense, because despite what some people say, there is technically no perfect sense for everyone. There's no like, oh, you should only stay within this sensitivity range or this sensitivity range. I don't believe in any of that. Some people like playing high sense, some people like playing really, really low sense. And the 360 input for the PSA method the original PSA method really restricts it to from the medium to the high sensitivity range, which honestly does make sense because according to my research, the PSA method was derived specifically for games like Quake, where there's a lot of fast, rapid movements. So it makes sense that you would want it in a higher spectrum, but they never considered the lower area of the mouse sensitivity scale. But in today's modern games, we have that in a lot with tag shooters and other sorts of games. So this is why I developed to move it from the 360 to the 180, as I found it was actually quite beneficial. As we can see it here, if it's all the values have shifted. If you still wish, you could still hit that 360 mark. As you can see, it ends up at 38.291, and our starting sense for the 360 was around 30. So as you can see, you can still, if you still like having ability to turn 360, you still can if you find it right. But anyways, regardless, let's move on from this. Basically, the way the calculator works is it finds your middle ground, the middle sense, which in this case is the 180, the sensitivity that allows you to do 180 in game, and it gives you a high and a low number. So again, let's start off with 15 here. So as we can see here, the high number is 22.5. How this works is by taking the base sensitivity and multiplying it by 1.5. Basically, it's 150% of the original sense. And the opposite is going to be on the lower, which is going to be 0.5. It's going to be half of the original base sense. And as we move down here with the iterations, basically the calculator works by checking little boxes. Well, okay, do you prefer the higher or the lower? The higher or the lower? So if you pay attention to the calculator here, let's say I preferred 7.5 over 22.5. I click that. The number values have changed. There's nothing you need to adjust, by the way. It's literally just put in your number, check the boxes, and it'll give you your sensitivity. After you check the box, the values have shifted. Now, let's move it. Instead of checking the lower, let's check the upper. Nothing changes because, well, by default, this calculator does give you the higher value, which is, yeah. So if you look at this, as if while we're checking and unchecking the different boxes, it's giving us a different set of values throughout the entire sequence. Why is this? Well, basically, the reason why I developed it like this is because from the middle ground, it's from the middle ground of the base sense, which allows you to the 180 in game, it's gonna go to the extreme high and extreme lows. And depending on the initial choice here in iteration 1, it'll pick on either side of that. If you click on the lower, it's gonna focus on the lower area between that and this, and you're gonna slowly decrease, like if it makes sense, it's gonna slowly decrease the range of sensitivities you're gonna be picking from. So let's do a simulated here, okay? I prefer 7.5. 5 is a bit too low, so I'm gonna go with a 16.8. Okay, yeah, 19 is way too fast for me, so I switch to the 8.4. 14 is too fast for me, I switch to 7.8. 11, that seems fine to me. 7.6 is a bit too slow. Okay, I think 9 is just great for me. I pick that, and now you come to the final area here. So as you can see, the difference between the lower and the upper value here slowly shrink. Here, 7.5, 22.5, 5.625 to 16.875, 8.438 to 19.688, 7.875, 14.625, 7.65, 11.475, 9.467, 11.571. And basically what it does is it's going to find the average between those two. So as you can see here, since again the default is going to be the higher, 10.243 is the middle ground between the base 9.993 and 10.492. That's the middle ground. But if I click the lower iteration for 9.493, it's gonna go for the median, or rather the average, between 9.493 and 9.993. That's basically how the calculator works. And you're maybe wondering, how does this give me aim as good as you? Or to help you gain that aim that I displayed earlier? Well, it helps because, again, it gives you a nice base starting sense, completely catered to your playstyle. Not everyone's 180 per 360 or 180 sense is going to be the same. So it's not like the plug and play, like, oh, this is Tenz's sensitivity, plug that in. Oh, this is Optic Gaming Scump's sensitivity, I plug that in. It doesn't work like that. It's going to be catered specifically towards you. And it's going to cater specifically to how you like to aim. If you like to aim with a high sense, you naturally gravitate towards the higher sense. If you like the low sense, you'll naturally gravitate towards the lower sense. And that's basically how it is. That's how it works. You're gonna, and additionally, some people might be saying, oh, so you're saying this is gonna give me my perfect sense and I should start aiming immediately better. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want anyone to walk away with misinformation or false confidence like they're gonna become aim gods now. What this does again, it gives you a little step up. You know how like some soccer players or some basketball players or athletes, they have custom made footwear and equipment, so it really helps them for their comfort and their performance and how they play. Think of this as the same way, where you customize your own sensitivity to your own style of play. Not only does this help you synchronize your mouse control and that hand-eye coordination, but it also does just make it a lot more comfortable, which is one less thing you'll have to think about while aiming. That's why I truly believe in this. Now, if you're going to be wondering, oh, where can I get this calculator? The calculator I will put in the link down below. I will put it down in the link in the comment below this video. But you can also find it on my bio in my link tree. It's just going to be right there. Just click it. You can make your own copy and you can keep it forever. Just for convenience, what I did also was I made several versions of the calculator. Again, they're all the same. It's just so if you want to keep it so you don't forget your sensitivity, you could mark it on the right here or the left side. Okay, this is my Valorant sense, and then you just keep it there. And you're like, oh, okay, I want to change my sense, and you could use that straight again while having a mark. It's all truly up to you. Again, even though I did say it was a secret, it's really not. This used to be a very popular method on how to find your sensitivity. And again, this is not a shortcut to become an aim god. This is just a little bit of tool to give you a little help to get your journey started in that direction. Anyways, my name's Chasm, a professional FPS yapper, and I just want to say thank you for watching my video. Good day.